Welcome back. I am Sal the Blurred. It's been a while since I did one of these videos. Today we're going to be talking about karma. And if you believe in karma, you have to understand that there's a such thing as karmic debt. So when we do things, we are aware that there's this force of the universe called karma. Some people believe in karma, some people don't. Some people tend to not believe in karma because they feel as if people done certain things to them and their karma was not applied. But sometimes you might be trying to force karma on somebody, or you may think someone deserves karma, but you're not the author or the illustrator of karma. And you must understand that karma comes on a far more greater scale than just he did me wrong, something bad must happen to him now. Sometimes karma is delayed for years. And some people have what we call karmic debt. So let's say hypothetically, you have been a horrible person your whole life. You're just acquiring debt after debt after debt, doing people wrong for 10, 20 years. And someone finally does you wrong. And you feel like they deserve their karma. I'm a changed person. I'm good now. But nothing happens to that person. It's not that nothing happened to that person. It could be that that person was sent to be your debt collector. You see something happening wrong to you and you want karma to be applied. But in all reality, karma is being collected for all the wrongs you've done. So sometimes we might see circumstances and we may think that we understand what's going on, but even with a friend, you never know what your friend does behind closed doors, and you never know what side of karma they're on. If they're positive, if they're negative, if it's time for them to collect, or if they're paying. And sometimes you are an instrument to deliver some people karma, and that's why karma is kind of hard to understand. You can't really judge someone's karma without knowing their whole story, because I don't know the goods, I don't know the rights, I don't know the wrongs that you have committed. But karma is a lot deeper than just you did something wrong, so now you're gonna get a smack on the wrist. Sometimes people are living in karmic debt. And you see, sometimes God will allow a negative person to do a lot of negativity. It gives you this false confidence. Because one thing about God is time is an illusion to him. So it may be 10 years to you. You may think you got away free. You may think that all the crime and negativity that you committed is just behind you. And then all of a sudden, karma strikes because you're living in that karmic debt. And it may have to be delayed just to line up with someone else's success. You never know how the universe is going to work. So one thing that's important with dealing with karma, it's important to try to produce positive karma. And it must not be fake, but real, like giving back, doing positive things for people. Just like if we was to go to the bank, you can have good credit or you can have bad credit. And the more positive energy you put out into the universe, the more positive energy you will receive, because the universe is a mirror. I can't expect positivity if all I put out is negativity. So it's important to balance it out. That's why you have some people that we know as a society that are famous or bigger people, bigger names, bigger corporations that we know aren't good, that we know are negative, but yet they do a lot of positive things. And that is like a way of them understanding the universe, understanding how things work, and trying to balance their karma. Some of the most hateful, evil people do some of the most positive things in the world. And that's just a way of balancing their karma. They know that they're putting off all this negativity, so they got to put out some positivity. And to us, sometimes we know, like, I don't know, we know that it's a ruse, but we don't understand the deeper significance of it. So I'm not telling you to go out there and be evil and just try to do good to balance it out. I'm letting it be known that you have to be aware that karma is a scale. That's why back in the days, if you go to Thoth, the Atlantean, like ancient Sumerians, when your heart had to be weighed on the scale. This is to show the purity of your heart. It's like saying that we're going to weigh your karma. I'm going to put your heart on this scale, and if it's as light as a feather, you get to pass. Your heart must be as light as a feather. And it's hard to have a light heart when all you put out is negativity. It's going to make your heart heavy. So it's important to balance out that weight with positivity, to relieve the weight from your heart, from your soul, and to relieve the burden. Because honestly, the more good you put out, the more good you can receive. And if you're only putting out negativity, the negativity will consume you because you only will receive negativity. Life is a mirror. You get what you put out. That's why so many people don't understand when they say live by the gun, die by the gun, live by the sword, die by the sword. If you're this crash out and you're always in this super crash out energy, you can't be surprised when that same energy is constantly coming back to you. And you wonder how some people are in this peaceful energy all the time and they always receive peace and positivity. It's because the universe is reciprocating the energy that you are producing. So be aware of your circumstance and also understand why you are going through that circumstance. Because a lot of us go through hard times, go through negativity, but we never comprehend why we're experiencing this. So it's important to take a step back sometimes when you're dealing with life and analyze the situation. How am I contributing to this situation? What have I done to make myself go through this situation? Sometimes God just want to teach us a lesson. And in the process, we'll go through what is called cycles. Cycles are repeatable. If you're not learning the lesson, I mean, you have to go through it again, just like school. You're in the 7th grade, you're not learning, you keep failing, you're going to have to go through the 7th grade again. You're going to have to keep going through the 7th grade until you either drop out or you finally comprehend what is being taught in order to pass to the next grade. So spiritually, sometimes you may be dating a certain person. You leave that person, choose not to grow, choose not to understand the situation, and then you meet someone similar. You're going through the same situation with a different person. This is God putting you through cycles in order for you to understand the lesson that is trying to be taught to you. And until you understand that lesson, you'll constantly go through the lesson plan. You'll constantly have to keep learning the same lesson until you actually learn it. And that is what these cycles are about, is to teach us in order for us to evolve. And life is about constant evolution. Life is about becoming a better version than you were yesterday. Life is about overcoming. Obstacles are put in your way in order to force growth. If there was no obstacles on this planet, there was never any challenges, human race would still be in caves because we would never have had to adapt. We would never have had to overcome a situation. But the fact that we have to adapt, the fact that we have to overcome situations, it makes us stronger, it makes us smarter, and it helps us keep advancing as a race. And individually, there's things that you're going through that you must overcome and adapt from in order for you to evolve as a person, or for you to evolve spiritually, emotionally, intellectually. I hope this has been nice. I am Sal the Blurred. Until next time, stay woke, kings and queens.